following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
As the weather gets colder, a local family business is continuing to offer customers fresh produce. Why this local orchard is seeing their customer base grow? Ahead.
And Leathernecks football squared off against Illinois State for the 100th time on Saturday after a rough start. The Leathernecks picked it up against the longtime rival. Highlights later on in sports.
Plus, despite the sunny skies, fall weather is upon us. Storm Team 3 has your chilly forecast later on.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
But first, a Macomb man is facing charges accused of inappropriate contact with a juvenile. Good afternoon. Welcome to Live at 4.
39-year-old Christopher Robson was arrested by Macomb detectives on Friday. Detectives say they had search warrants for Robson's devices and his home on Sherman Avenue. The detectives, aided by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, say that Robson had committed crimes including providing narcotics to a juvenile. He was charged of indecent solicitation of a child, grooming, and endangering the life of a minor.
A man is in custody after the McDonough County Sheriff's Department arrested him earlier this morning. 28-year-old Gabriel E. Thomure of Macomb was stopped at the intersection of Fillmore Street and Route 9 in Blandonsville around midnight. Thomure is charged with possession of a hypodermic needle, possession of a drug paraphernalia, and a controlled substance. Thomure is in the McDonough County Jail waiting for his first court appearance.
The National Coalition Against Domestic Violence says 20 people a minute are physically abused by their significant other. News 3's Samira Wilson reports on 3 student organizations who teamed up for an event to discuss domestic violence awareness.
The Calling All Sisters event gave WIU students the opportunity to learn more about domestic violence.
I think it's important because it's something that not everybody might know, or a lot of people might say they've never went through it so they don't have to worry about it, but it can affect everybody because it can happen to both women and men, and it can happen at any time.
There was a variety of poets that performed at the event that brought motivational pieces that consisted of love stories of people who faced domestic violence.
I think what inspired me to write that piece was I kind of wanted guys to know what it means when you tell a woman you love her. Like, I feel like the word love is just used so lightly, and a lot of people don't understand the weight that it carries.
Some of the student speakers were able to share their own experiences with being victims of domestic violence.
Myself, I'm a victim, and I was able to show the audience my monologue that I've done on my experience with domestic violence, and just the feedback that I got from it, I can tell that it really touched a lot of people.
Victim Services also brought in people to come talk about the importance of speaking up if someone is being abused. They provide temporary shelter and counseling. From News 3, I'm Samira Wilson.
WIU Victim Services says they provide temporary shelter and counseling for victims of domestic violence. For more information, please call 309-837-3941.
In more local news, Candy Lane in Macomb will soon be under construction. New drainage structures, pavement, and storm sewer pipes will be installed as part of the project. The construction will take place on Candy Lane, starting at East Grant Street and ending at East Jackson Street. To update people in the neighborhood affected by this construction, there will be an information meeting held in 2 weeks. The meeting is scheduled for November 20th in the community room of City Hall from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m.
The state of Illinois is approaching its 200th birthday. The Illinois Municipal League asked the city of Macomb to support the Illinois Bicentennial celebration in 2018. The council passed a resolution last night, and they have some big plans. Mayor Mike Inman says that the largest celebration in Macomb will be Heritage Days.
Well, the biggest one coming up will be Heritage Days next summer. That event is themed under the Illinois Bicentennial.
Oakwood Cemetery is in the running to be a bicentennial celebration location after being around for more than 160 years. News 3 will keep you updated to see if Oakwood is granted recognition.
The contract between the YMCA and the city of Macomb to run the Glenwood Pool is approved. The deal is a year-to-year contract, but if both parties still agree to work together, it will automatically renew the previous contract for another year. Mayor Mike Inman says this is a good deal for the Macomb community as a whole.
We've hammered out a very good deal, I think, both for the Y and for the citizens of Macomb, folks that are experts in managing aquatics facilities. They've had an indoor facility for almost 40 years there.
The pool will be maintained by the city, but staff from the YMCA. Mayor Inman said the gate receipts will go to the city and go to the concessions to the Y. The mayor also says that the YMCA is offering Glenwood pool users a 7-day pass to use the Y pool during inclement weather. A local orchard near Macomb is harvesting its crops and wanting the community to pick, and buy its fresh produce.
News 3's Devin Brooks takes us to the family-owned orchard receiving a lot of community support through its business.
I'm in Roseville, Illinois, here at Camp's Orchard, an orchard that's been open since 2008.
A half hour north of Macomb is the family-owned business Camp's Orchard. It's been around for more than 15 years.
It originally started as Babcock's Orchard, and we have a little poster of the picture out of a newspaper clipping of Johnny Babcock and another gentleman who started it back in the late 70s.
Camp says when her family moved to Roseville, the land was run down and residents wanted the orchard to return.
Because we were living here, so many people started stopping by and said, do you think maybe you'd bring the orchard back? It was really overgrown.
Several families and longtime customers stopped by Sunday for the orchard's customer appreciation dinner.
For me, it's a big part of the fall season for my family. So we always enjoy, me, my wife, and my daughter coming out here and seeing the orchard.
Families bought all kinds of locally grown apples, homemade pies, donuts, cider, and more, and say they enjoyed the variety and uniqueness of the business.
And I like that I love the apples. They're my favorite part.
Customers also say that each time they visit, there's something new, and they like that many of their products are all natural.
I enjoyed the cider is the best there is because they don't add anything to it, and it doesn't get any additives or nothing put in it, and it is awesome.
I asked what their best sellers are.
As far as apples go, the first one is Honeycrisp. It sells out. In 3 to 4 weeks, it's gone.
And how this orchard is different from others.
It's going to sound simple, but we are just that, just a simple orchard.
Honey's pretty good too.
And if you are interested in checking out the orchard, you can search them on Facebook at Camp's Orchard. In Roseville, Illinois, reporting for News 3, I'm Devin Brooks.
Camp's Orchard is open for the fall season through November, every day from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. They're located southeast of Roseville between Swan Creek and Greenbush.
And Devin didn't bring us back any donuts there. Macomb is coming together for the 40th year to celebrate local veterans. More than 800 flags will be displayed in Chandler Park this Saturday for the Flags of Love event. The committee will hold a brief ceremony at the park gazebo. During the event, they will recognize the people involved in the original Flags of Love project. They'll be honoring Leland Tweed Mummert with a plaque. Inman says Mummert will be recognized for his help with the formation of the original project back in 1977. The event will take place from 7 in the morning until 4 in the evening, with the honoring ceremony starting at 3:45.
Coming up on News 3 Live at 4, how Texas pastors are coping with the recent church shooting ahead.
Students had a chance to connect by sharing their college and life experiences, what they had to say after the break. I think just working with everybody in the newsroom, everybody has such a great camaraderie. All the opportunities that I've been given here have just been amazing to expand on that resume. I try not to beat myself up on the mistakes I make because there's so many opportunities. Just giving that experience, and this is how I got to do things in the real world, is really what the broadcasting and journalism department has done for me. When you have a really good show and that everybody nailed it, I mean, that's one of the best feelings in the world.
Oh, emojis! I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you! She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
Help up the hand!
Ah, there you go.
Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Jane!
apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
I want to be able to stand in front of the camera and tell people the story of what the weather's going to be like that day, or be able to tell people, hey, there's something coming your way, you need to take cover, you need to watch out. And being able to stand in front of a camera and tell not only the people who are directly involved but their family members as well, like, this is what's going on. It's been very important to me because, you know, being in those situations where you are relying on the news to tell you what's going on, I like to be a part of that and helping people with that.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. Live at 4 continues.
A Texas pastor is taking new precautions after the fatal shooting in a Texas church this past weekend. CNN's Christian Praising reports more on how this pastor will prevent conflicts like this from happening in his church.
It was not supposed to happen.
Sitting in his living room, recovering from surgery, watching news updates arrive, the situation hit too close to home.
When they said a congregation of 50, I said, that's our congregation.
Jaime Chapa says for 30 years he's led the congregation at El Faro Bible Church in Sullivan City.
This will never happen at El Faro. This will never happen. What happened in Sutherland will not happen ever in our church.
The plan is simple. Chapa will carry a handgun with his concealed handgun license when he preaches. Other licensed parishioners will as well.
There'll be 3 armed persons at all time at every service. And nobody needs to know who they are, but our church will be protected.
Paid security guards are financially out of the question for this small church. Chapa points out his statue of St. Michael the Archangel, sword in hand, and says protecting his church is his responsibility.
In more local news, students are invited to share their life and college experiences using spoken word. News 3's Terrence Black has more on Thursday's Cultural Expressions Open Mic Night.
The essence of pepper spray filled my room, leaving stained marks.
Spoken word is more than rhymes, wordplay, and even poetry. It's a performance art of delivering your personal life experiences and cultural attitudes.
I wanted to have her skin, which was as white as a snowflake, because by what I was told, my blackness was the one trait that I just couldn't fake, so I wanted to be her, okay?
Cultural Expressions is a student group that promotes unity. It focuses on multiculturalism of students at the collegiate level. And for these 2 WIU students, spoken word is more than telling a story.
It's inspirational and fulfilling because every single one of the fellow people in Cultural Expressions, they all have a story that they want to get out. Whether it be bad or good, there's still a story there. And how they express it in different ways is amazing.
Gave all my love and all my all to the one I thought that was right. But 3 months after the breakup, the only thing I could do was fight.
Carnell Smith, a freshman at WIU, has been writing poetry since elementary school. He says that poetry has done a lot for him in his life.
It has taken me a lot of ways. It has been a part of me as made me into the person that I am today. And so to have Cultural Expressions be here on campus is basically to have a part of me to continue to do what I love.
For these performers, Cultural Expressions builds a connection between them and their peers, because one story may be relatable to someone else's.
I'm trying to do what I want for me, not for what they see or what they want me to achieve. I'm trying to be something new. I'm trying to change the times.
For News 3, I'm Terrence Black.
Read between the lines.
Thursday's Mike Night, sponsored by the Residents Assistant Council for the Link Wash Grody Complex. More information about Cultural Expressions can be found at the Multicultural Center or on the WIU webpage.
Will the recent fall temperatures remain throughout the week? News 3's Molly Naismith will tell us what to expect. Up next.
born in St. Charles, Missouri, and grew up with my mom and dad and my younger sister. Funniest or most terrifying? I used to get in trouble for laughing on air, and one day we had someone kind of come in and straighten me out a little bit, if that makes sense, and everybody got a pretty good kick out of that one. My favorite thing about News3 is probably how close we can get in a learning environment to the real world, not only from great things like this studio to the production room and even our writing lab. It's almost like what the professionals use.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be tornado next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Create your success at Western Illinois University. Automatic scholarships and affordable education and more are all yours at Western Illinois University. Apply today at wiu.edu.
Good afternoon and welcome back, Macomb. We're seeing some cloudy skies there out there this morning, but cleared up for this afternoon. We're seeing a temperature of about 45 degrees right now, some cloudy skies. Dew point of about 28 degrees, so very, very cold, with a humidity of about 52%, not very humid, and winds are out of the north at 14 miles per hour, which means it is staying very chilly. Looking now at our almanac, today we had a high of about 47 degrees with a low of 27 expected for tonight. On average, we usually see our temperatures at 56 degrees and 35 degrees. So we're a little bit below average for what's normal this time of year. Looking now at your Midwest weather tracker, as you can see, these clouds are actually following the jet stream. The jet stream is very low, which is why we're seeing some of those colder temperatures. And if you look at the water vapor is also following those clouds and following that jet stream, even though we're not really seeing that much water over our area. Looking now at our temperatures currently, again, we're sitting at 45 degrees here in Macomb, 48 in Beardstown, and 46 over in Quincy. Tonight, we're going to see our temperatures get down below freezing in most of the area at 27 here in Macomb, 27 over in Burlington, and 29 in Quincy. Tomorrow, we're going to see upper 40s for our high with 49 in Macomb, 50 in Beardstown, and 48 in Burlington. Tomorrow night, we're going to see our temperatures get to 31 degrees here in Macomb, 32 in Beardstown, and 34 in Springfield. So pretty chilly out there tomorrow night. Tonight, again, we're going to see our lows get down to well below freezing at 27 degrees for a low with winds out of the north at 11 miles per hour. So it's going to be very chilly outside. Then for tomorrow, very sunny skies with a high of 49 degrees and winds out of the northwest at 3 miles per hour. And then looking at our 5-day forecast, we're going to have sunny skies for the next 2 days with a high of 49 on Wednesday and a high of 43 on Thursday. Then Friday, we're going to see those clouds move back into the area with a high of 36 and a low getting down well below freezing at 28 degrees. Saturday, we're going to have some clouds but in the area again with a chance of rain in the evening with a high of 42. And then on Sunday, those showers move out of the area with a high of 43.
You know, Molly, it's getting really cold outside, but it's not too cold for sports, Danny.
That's right, it's not, and we're also at that point where we're starting to overlap in different sports seasons, but West Prairie Volleyball, they were fighting to keep their season alive and advance to state in the Super Sectional on Friday night. Highlights of the Cyclone State playoff run coming up. Plus, WIU women's basketball set to defend the Summit League throne. An exclusive preview from Leathernecks players and coaches next on Line of 40.
We taught him how to hit a baseball.
how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to Live at 4. First, breaking news. Roy Halladay, a former 8-time All-Star pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays and Philadelphia Phillies, has died in a plane crash off the coast of Florida in the Gulf of Mexico. Halladay was 40 years old. Moving to local news, the West Prairie Cyclones found themselves just one win away from a return to the IHSA Class 1A state volleyball tournament. The work, though, was cut out for them in the Super Sectional hosted by Midland High School in Varna, Illinois. West Prairie needing a big night against the Durand Bulldogs. Cyclones attacked over the middle. Bowman can't stop it. Durand in control early. The Bulldogs tip it over the front row of the Cyclones. Durand kept the pressure on. Set point, the tip by the Bulldogs. It's not handled well by West Prairie's front row. The Cyclones drop the first set 25-17. Cyclones come out hot in the second set. Bowman sends it over for the kill. And then a cross-court set for the Spikes. The Bulldogs behind most of the second set, but they would battle back. Bowman with a rare mistake here, unable to carefully bump the spike. A couple of uncharacteristic West Prairie miscues. Match point, Bowman goes for the tip, but Durand returns it over the net, and the Cyclones' state dreams right there are shattered. You see the Bulldogs celebrating. Another tremendous season comes to an end for the West Prairie Cyclones, finishing the 2017 season as sectional champions. Congrats again to head coach Terry Paul and her squad. Coach Paul, by the way, up to 898 career wins. College basketball season is upon us, and after a historic campaign that led to its first NCAA tournament appearance since 1995, Western Illinois women's basketball is ready to elevate the program to new heights. WIU women's basketball is focusing on goals set for this season.
We're at the point where we just kind of put last year in the rearview mirror a little bit, and you know, we can use it to reflect on and use it as motivation, but it's definitely a new year, a new team. We're ready to accomplish things this year.
I think the thing we're looking forward to is being that championship caliber team for an entire year instead of just for a month. And with that comes some new challenges. I mean, you know, last year, once we got going, we didn't lose till the NCAA tournament. And this year, I'm sure we'll have some setbacks. So kind of how we deal with those failures, how we deal when everything's not really going our way, will probably define our team.
The team is embracing both the favorite and underdog roles.
It's kind of a little bit of both. I mean, there's a lot of teams that, like, we shocked last year that's going to have a target like South Dakota, and we're going to have a target for them. But I mean, I think it's an underdog role again with being picked preseason second. I think that was a breath of fresh air for us.
Obviously, we return a lot, but there's also a lot for people to step in, and I think you're going to see a lot of contribution from the new girls and some returners that maybe didn't play as much last year.
Emily Clemens is the preseason Summit League Player of the Year and was just named to the Nancy Lieberman Award watch list, which is given out to the nation's top point guard.
A kid who was under-recruited in high school, so we feel really lucky to get her and really lucky that she's proven that she not only belongs at this level but can excel. And you know, she just got listed as really one of the top 20 point guards in the nation. I think that's a really deserving list for her to make. Having fun has always helped the Leathernecks succeed.
To be with these girls off the court and on the court for so long, it's like the longest season. But I think our friendship and our trust with each other off the court really reflects on the court.
I think we really try to have a lot of fun. We change it up a little bit. We try to keep things fresh, especially when we have such a veteran team and we're doing a little bit less teaching. So I just really love this group and stuff.
After an 87-50 exhibition win over Quincy University, the Leathernecks are ready to open up the new campaign against Kansas City inside Western Hall at 7:30 on Friday night. The Leathernecks and Redbirds faced off on the gridiron for the 100th time on Saturday as WIU tried to rebound from a 2-game losing skid. But how about the real showdown Saturday? Rocky beating Reggie the Redbird in rock, paper, scissors. Now we go to the football game. It didn't look good early for Western. Jake Colby fires a deep ball to a wide open Christian Gibbs. 7-0 Illinois State halfway through the first quarter. After back-to-back 15-yard penalties against the Leathernecks, the Redbirds cash in on a TD pass to Tyler Pekovich in the back of the end zone. 14-0 Birds, and that would be the score at halftime, even though there was a lot of purple and gold in the crowd. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Clint Rakovich just barely, he's getting started too. He dives in for 6. Tie game all of a sudden 14-14. Up 17-14 in the fourth. A ridiculous catch alert. Clint Rakovich stretches and reels it in. 24-14 Leathernecks after that sensational play. After another Redbird turnover, Steve McShane punches it in from up close, putting the game out of reach. Hugs all around and maybe even a smooch from co-offensive coordinator Jared Elliott. The 7-year losing streak against Illinois State is over. 31 unanswered points from the boys in the purple and gold. The Leathernecks are most likely just one win away from the postseason, now ranked 11th in the nation in the Stats FCS media poll. A possible trap game awaits the Leathernecks next week at Indiana State. That's all for sports. Final word is next.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
I learned broadcasting for 3 years in high school, so towards my senior year, I was pretty much invested in wanting to pursue a career. And I do enjoy it now, but I'm searching for a way to make sure that it's something that I want to pursue after college. That way, I'll be able to wake up every day and say, this is something I want to do, this is something that I love, this is something that I can teach, I can spread, I can affect people with.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
The final step of the 2017 round of Rocky on Parade is underway. The last 27 statues are being placed in their locations on campus and around Macomb this week.
That will make it 64 total dogs in the project, which helped fund scholarships in the art department. The installation process is planned to be finished by Friday, November 10th. So broadcasting and journalism getting its own very Rocky.
Yes, I heard it's going to be installed tomorrow afternoon outside of Salee Hall. So it'll be a great picture taking thing.
But the people installing it, you got there, Jen.
Yeah.
The people installing it will have a chilly day, right, Molly?
It is going to be a chilly one tomorrow. It's highs only up into the mid to upper 40s for the rest of the week, with lows getting down well below freezing or right at freezing. We'll have some sunny skies, then we'll have the clouds move in, then rain chances possible Saturday night, and then those are going to move out of our area for Sunday.
Well, that's all for us today.
But we are online all the time.
Stay up to date with us. Search news3wiu.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Just search our handle, News3WIU. You can also search for us on YouTube and subscribe.
Thank you so much for watching us this evening.
From all of us at News 3, have a good night, Macomb.